The cafeteria was buzzing with the usual lunchtime chatter, but for Emily Carter, every sound felt amplified against the silence inside her. She sat at a corner table, her tray untouched, pretending to scroll through her phone. She had grown used to the stares, the whispers, and the cruel laughter that followed her around school. But nothing could have prepared her for the moment that would change everything, when a group of bullies decided to humiliate her in front of the entire school. Emily was a bright 16-year-old with dreams bigger than her small-town high school. She loved books, art, and dreamed of becoming a teacher. But her quiet, shy nature made her an easy target. She wore simple clothes, often hand-me-downs, and never tried to fit into the flashy trends other girls followed. To the bullies, she was an easy mark, someone they could break down for their own amusement. That day in the cafeteria, she tried to disappear into her seat as the group of boys swaggered past her. They had tormented her before, mocking her clothes, calling her names, but this time was different. One of them, Derek, smirked as he leaned over and yanked her bra strap, snapping it against her skin. The sharp sting wasn't just physical, it burned into her heart as the surrounding tables erupted in laughter. Her face turned crimson as tears threatened to spill, but she kept her eyes down, trying to stay invisible. But what Emily didn't know was that someone had caught it all on video. In the chaos of the cafeteria, a classmate named Jason, quiet, often overlooked himself, had his phone out, recording. He wasn't a close friend of Emily's, but he had watched her endure endless torment in silence, and something inside him had snapped. He pressed record the moment Derek reached for her. The camera captured everything, the cruel smirks, the laughter, the humiliation, and Emily's trembling hands gripping the edge of her tray. Jason didn't post the video right away. He knew what would happen if he did, it would spread like wildfire, and Emily might face even worse ridicule. But when he saw Emily crying alone in the library after lunch, he made a decision. This wasn't just bullying. This was harassment. And it had to stop. That evening, Jason showed the video to his older sister, who immediately urged him to go to the school principal. At first, Jason was hesitant. He feared retaliation from the bullies. After all, they were popular, the kind of kids who thought they owned the school. But his sister reminded him, silence would only protect the wrong people. The next morning, Jason walked into the principal's office with the video. The atmosphere changed immediately. The principal, Mrs. Reeves, had dealt with complaints about bullying before, but rarely had there been such undeniable proof. She called in the bullies, their parents, and the school board. When the video played in that room, the laughter that once filled the cafeteria was replaced by silence and shame. But it didn't. The cafeteria smelled of reheated pizza and spilled soda, the kind of place where secrets were whispered but humiliation spread faster than fire. Emily Carter sat alone, her head bowed, pushing peas around her plate. She wasn't hungry. She never was at school. Lunchtime was survival time. The room roared with laughter and chatter, but for Emily, it was a battlefield where she had no armor. Emily had never asked to be noticed. She wasn't trying to be popular, or cool, or even liked. She just wanted to exist quietly, to get through high school without being someone's target. But for bullies, quiet kids like her were the perfect prey. Her worn clothes, her shy voice, her tendency to look at the ground instead of people's faces, everything about her screamed, easy victim. That day, the storm came without warning. Derek, the ringleader, strutted into the cafeteria with his crew. He was the kind of boy who lived off attention, loud, arrogant, cruel. Everyone knew him. Everyone feared him. And he knew it. Emily's stomach knotted when she saw him approaching her table. She tried to make herself invisible, but it didn't work. Derek leaned over, his smirk widening, and in a flash, he yanked her bra strap and snapped it hard against her skin. The sting made her flinch, but it wasn't the pain that broke her, it was the laughter. The whole cafeteria seemed to explode with it. Some covered their mouths in shock, others laughed openly, and a few looked away, ashamed but too scared to intervene. Emily froze, her eyes burning, her throat tightening. She wanted to scream, to push him away, to run, but she couldn't move. She just sat there, gripping the edge of her tray so hard her knuckles turned white. But hidden among the chaos was Jason Miller. He wasn't popular. He wasn't invisible either. He was somewhere in between, the kind of kid who slipped through unnoticed. But Jason noticed Emily. He had seen her eat alone day after day, heard the cruel comments thrown her way, and watched her hold back tears more times than he could count. Something inside him broke that day. Without even thinking, he pulled out his phone and pressed record. The camera captured everything, the smug grin on Derek's face, the sharp snap of the strap, the roar of laughter, and Emily's humiliation. Jason's hands shook as he held the phone. He knew what this video meant. Proof. Real proof. But proof was dangerous too. After school, Jason sat in his room staring at the video. He replayed it over and over, anger boiling inside him. He thought about deleting it. What if Derek found out? What if the bullies came after him next? But then he remembered Emily's face, her silent suffering, and he knew he couldn't stay quiet. The next morning, Jason walked to school with the weight of 1,000 fears on his shoulders. His palms sweated as he clutched his phone. He almost turned back, but then he heard laughter behind him, Derek and his friends, bragging about what they did in the cafeteria. Callie,